Temp out there this morning, though we are chilly. We are at 37 degrees. We're 11 minutes after 7 o'clock. And as I mentioned, my good friend Dan Mosher with me in studio from WAOH.TV. You've been able to take in the Ray Horner Morning Show there for quite some time now. But Dan and his crew are even doing more. You see them all around the Akron area, from bicentennial parades to what is going on in the area. And I love what they're doing now with a business footprint pertaining to working with young students at the University of Akron and more. So, Dan, good morning. Thanks for joining me in studio this morning.
Thanks for having me. And WAOH and WAKR, this partnership coming up on 2 years.
2 years
He's
already.
simulcasting the Ray Horner Show right from the studio.
That's quick.
And and thank you, Akron, for responding so positively and supporting WAOH television. Our Roku channel has taken off, and our audience has doubled just in the past couple of weeks, in the past month or two.
Yeah.
And I think high school football has a lot to do with that. Our audience responds when we run football games in replay, and we carry some of them live. High school football doing very well.
Oh, yeah.
It's just phenomenal. And Akron really deserves a local TV station. Right now, we're a community information channel. We go with this because we don't have a television newsroom.
Right.
So a lot of people say, boy, it'd be great to have TV news in Akron, like we had back in the day on WAKC. But we are a community information channel operated in the spirit of what used to be a community access. And our partnership with WZIP and, of course, ZTV and the University of Akron School of Communications.
And that's why I wanted to invite you and talk a little bit, because I love, and I just met with a group of students on Friday. They were from Cuyahoga Falls, and they're getting in the media, and they're developing their own radio station out there at Cuyahoga Falls.
Yes.
So it was great seeing the passion of these young students, and I was talking about the availability, what lies ahead, job market, where we are, where we've been, and they were so passionate about building their station. So I love working with those students. You're going to start doing that at the even next level with WZIP and Zip TV. So talk about what you've arranged with you guys with WAOH.
You and I share the passion for the broadcasting business, and we can remember as a young person coming into it how much we loved all of this. And when we see someone choosing communications as their major, we want to encourage that, certainly. And at WZIP or at ZTV, they have that experience in the college bubble. And so the idea is to come out into all of this and to see the workplace, the broadcast environment that is not a college environment, to encourage, to grow, to go to the next level in broadcasting.
Right.
And a huge part of that is what we're starting as Akron Community Studios, and we've just set up a new website, akroncommunitystudios.org. And the idea is there are some students who would like to stay in the business after they graduate, and they don't have a job in broadcasting, but they want to continue to grow and sharpen their skills. So they're working an entry-level job that might be in marketing or social media, but they want to stay in the video broadcasting and editing and all of that. So at Akron Community Studios, they can continue to do that, and we can have volunteers. We can have workshops for high school students that want to get into journalism. So the idea is WAOH is open to the community. We have 24/7 airtime to fill, and it is 100% Akron. So we need shows, and we need students and community activists and citizen journalists to be producing content. So we are going to build a studio just for students, just for citizen journalists to come in, like the old days of cable access, not Wayne's World. But if you are someone who is interested in producing a show on a topic, and you understand the rules of broadcasting, which we don't have to follow, but we do, following the FCC guidelines, being a professional on camera and producing content that serves Akron, then Akron Community Studios is going to be this community studio open to all, where students and citizen journalists and all of our interns and professionals can come in and teach. It's going to be incredible.
I imagine you're working hand in hand with our good friend Chris Kepler down there.
Of course. Absolutely.
And Chris, you talk about professionals. He's high watermark. So you and him working together, and I know working with Chris for a number of years, there's a lot of interest in the world of journalism, communication /
Absolutely.
broadcasting there at the University of Akron.
And he's running WZIP, of course. And
Yeah.
the students that do video production and television broadcasting go into the ZTV tract. And Juan Contreras is the teacher there, and he is phenomenal. And, of course, Kent State has what used to be TV2 and is Kent State Television, also an outstanding program.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what people might not realize is that the University of Akron has this TV channel, and it's all student-produced content. And it is an outstanding program. And so WAOH Television is going to give them 1 hour a day in prime time.
I love that.
So the best of University of Akron student-created content will be able to air on WAOH Television.
And what's intriguing to me is not only what you guys are doing and the students and University of Akron, it's the community footprint that you develop there at WAOH.TV, where these young students getting a chance to work with you. And who knows, their next step in journalism communications may be with you and may be making a mark right here in this community, maybe with us, because we've had a number of the students from the University of Akron in, quote, communications, journalism work right here with us as well.
Wouldn't it be great if we could keep all the talent right here in Akron, Ohio?
I agree.
I think so. And finally, I'll tell you, we want to hear from the community. We are doing all of this content. Producer at WAOH.TV, or just visit WAOH.TV, and there's a contact page. Leave us ideas or comments or feedback. We're very thick-skinned. We can take it. If there's something you think we're missing, or some idea you have for a show, or something in Akron that's happening that we really need to be focused on, we really need this to be driven by our viewers, driven by the community. The whole purpose of this is to serve Akron.
Well, this business, you better have some thick skin, Mr. Mosher. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
I remember my first day here, and I bring this up, and I had an 18-year career before I ever came here. And I came from Northwest Pennsylvania, and it was my first week. It was the week after Christmas. Matter of fact, I'm coming up in less than 2 months now, my 25-year anniversary of hosting this morning show. But my very first day here, I get on, and I forget exactly what I was talking about. And I had spent the previous 10 days here kind of co-hosting with Bob Allen, the late, great Bob Allen, who was really bringing me along wonderfully, just a great person. And him and I were working in the mornings, and then he kind of handed it off to me. But my first morning on the air, I get on, and I'm talking about some things, turn it off, and I was excited, and I pick up the phone, someone calls, and he says, "Is this Ray Horner?" I said, "Yeah, it is." He said, "I'd like to welcome you to Akron." And I think, "Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that." And he said, "By the way, I don't like your style, and I wish you would go away."
Wow.
And I paraphrased there of what he said, and I hung up the phone. I said, "Whoa." But I bring that up because you do got to have thick skin, and we like to, hey, you're not going to get any better if someone doesn't tell you kind of what you're doing wrong. Anybody can tap you on the back and say, "Hey, we like what you're doing." But sometimes the way to get better, and that really straightened me up, I got to tell you, I said, "Hey, I got to bring my A game every day," because people do care about what they're hearing. Okay, so before I let you go,
Sure.
WAOH.TV, where can people find it?
WAOH.TV, of course. And if you have a Roku device, if you have a Roku TV or you have the plug-in Roku device, add WAOH Television. It's free. And a lot of people say, "Well, I don't want to pay for broadcast television. I just want..." The YouTube channel is free. You can subscribe. We've had incredible growth there. On Facebook, of course. At Facebook, we get a ton of traffic. This is where people see a lot of our video content, is on Facebook. All of it is WAOH TV. But again, the Roku channel is a great place to watch. We are streaming 24/7. We are Akron's TV channel. We run it as a broadcast television station. We're just using Roku and Apple TV and Fire Stick coming soon. But Roku is where people are finding Akron's television, WAOH. Just add it. It's free.
And you can take in the Ray Horner Morning Show right there at WAOH.TV. But you can feel Dan's passion, get involved, and just start checking out the station. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Ray.
There you go. Dan Mosher, WAOH.TV.